What if the thing you check first thing in the morning and the last thing before you sleep is quietly reshaping how you see yourself? What if your anxiety isn't random, your low confidence isn't a personal flaw, and your self-doubt didn't come from nowhere? Let me ask you something uncomfortable. After scrolling for 20 minutes, do you feel better about yourself or worse? Why is it that seeing other people's lives, people your age, can make you feel behind, insecure, or anxious, even when nothing bad actually happened? And here's the real question. If social media was designed to connect us, why does it leave so many teens feeling lonely, anxious, and not enough? Today, we're breaking this down, not emotionally, but scientifically. This video is built around 7 ways social media is quietly damaging teen self-esteem and increasing anxiety, and what most people completely misunderstand about it. This is not about quitting apps. It's about understanding the system you're inside. Number 1. Constant comparison rewires your self-worth. Let's start with the most obvious and the most dangerous. A 2023 APA survey found that 68% of teens compare themselves to peers online. That number matters because your brain was never designed for this level of comparison. For most of human history, you compared yourself to maybe your classmates, your neighbors, or a small social circle. Now, you're comparing yourself to thousands of curated highlight reels every day. Your brain doesn't register that these are edited, filtered, and selectively posted moments. It treats them as reality. The result? You feel behind, less attractive, less successful, less interesting, even when your life is objectively fine. Self-esteem becomes externalized based on how you measure up, not who you are. Number 2. Likes turn identity into a scoreboard. Here's something most teens don't realize. Likes don't just feel good. They train your nervous system. Every notification gives your brain a small dopamine hit. Not because you're happy, but because you're being validated. Over time, this teaches a dangerous equation. Attention equals worth. So when a post underperforms, your brain doesn't think, algorithm issue. It thinks, something is wrong with me. That's why 1 in 3 teens say social media makes them feel worse about themselves. Even on normal days, your identity slowly turns into a performance. Number 3. Filters create an unreachable standard. Filters don't just change photos, they change expectations. Your brain begins to associate smooth skin, perfect lighting, ideal proportions with normal. So, when you look in the mirror, unfiltered, you feel disappointed, even though nothing is wrong. This isn't vanity, it's conditioning. Studies link heavy filter use to body dissatisfaction, appearance anxiety, social avoidance. You're not insecure because you're weak. You're insecure because the reference point is fake. Number 4. TikTok therapy is confusing, not healing. This part is critical. Mental health content on social media has exploded, especially on TikTok. But a Psychology Today review found that over 83% of mental health advice on TikTok is misleading. That's not a small error rate. That's a crisis. Why it's harmful? It labels normal emotions as disorders, encourages self-diagnosis, oversimplifies complex psychological issues. Suddenly, every bad day becomes trauma, attachment issues, burnout. This doesn't heal anxiety. It amplifies it. You start monitoring yourself constantly, wondering, what's wrong with me now? Number 5. Endless scrolling keeps the nervous system activated. Here's a biological truth. Your nervous system cannot tell the difference between physical threat, emotional threat, social threat. Scrolling exposes you to bad news, social comparison, conflict, outrage, unrealistic lifestyles. All in one session, World Health Organization's data shows problematic social media use rose from 7% in 2018 to 11% in 2022, and it correlates strongly with anxiety and depression. Why? Because your brain never gets to shut off. You're always alert, always reacting, always consuming. An anxious mind needs rest. Social media denies it. Number 6. Identity formation gets hijacked. Teen years are when you answer one core question. Who am I? Social media interrupts that process. Instead of discovering yourself through experience, you copy trends, mirror personalities, perform versions of yourself. Identity becomes flexible, but fragile. When feedback changes, your sense of self collapses with it. That's why confidence today feels unstable. High one day, crushed the next. Number 7. The illusion of connection masks real loneliness. You can have hundreds of followers, daily interactions, constant DMs, and still feel deeply alone. Because your brain distinguishes between social stimulation and emotional connection. Social media gives the first in excess and starves the second. That emotional gap is where anxiety grows. So here's the real question. If social media is hurting teen self-esteem and mental health, what's the solution? It's not quitting the internet, it's not deleting every app, and it's definitely not just use it less. The solution is this. You must stop letting algorithms define your worth. That means measuring yourself internally, not socially. Treating likes as data, not validation. Using content intentionally, not passively. Confidence doesn't come from being seen. It comes from being grounded. Anxiety doesn't disappear when the world gets quieter. It disappears when your mind does. Social media isn't evil. But unchecked, it will happily trade your mental health for engagement. The moment you understand the system, you stop blaming yourself. And that's where real confidence begins.